Welcome back to ALPB Roundup. I'm Ryan here with your daily roundup looking at game one of the fourth week of this Atlantic League season, kicking off a new bunch of series. Before we jump into that, since we didn't really do a series roundup, which, long story on that, check social media for the story of why we couldn't pull that video off, we didn't really get to talk anything about the weekend series other than the daily roundup that we did looking at Friday and Saturday. In case you're out of the loop, Austin Steinfort won Player of the Weekend, so bonus game ball for that kind of activity. And on a positive side, looking at the guys that we gave a show me series to, saying they had to show us something because they've been slumping, Josh Saleh bounced back from his 0 for 12 week with a 3 for 7 weekend, hit a home run and walked 5 times. For Southern Maryland, Dario Pisano, he showed out as well, 3 for 10 with 2 walks. Both of them get off the show me series list. Quick show and go for them. Unfortunately, Yovan Gonzalez went 1 for 7 with a walk, so we're going to keep Yovi on the list a little bit longer, hoping that he can show us something this week. Also, who's getting added to this list with Yovi? How about Giovanni Alfonso for High Point, 0 for 10 with 3 Ks over the weekend. And how about another impact name here? Blake Galen from Lancaster went 0 for 9 on the weekend with 2 strikeouts. His team batted .296. His average is down to .225 on the season, and he went 0 for 9 over the weekend. With that out of the way, let's look at the 3 games that were played tonight. 3 games because the Honey Hunters and Ducks got rained out on Long Island. They're going to play 2 tomorrow, as will the Rockers and Power, who already had a doubleheader on the books. So we got 6 games to look forward to right around the corner. We'll start things off from tonight in York, where they played a good one. York entered the series after taking 2 out of 3 from Lexington, and a bit of surprise, but a good momentum builder for them. They'd hand the ball to Alex Sanabia, who has looked good this season. Southern Maryland comes to York, having won 5 of their last 6, much needed after a terrible start for them. They put their ace Daryl Thompson on the bump to kick off the series. Now, York jumped on Thompson early in the first, linking 3 2-out singles together to take a 2-0 lead. However, Southern Maryland would strike back in the third. Dario Pisano stays hot, bringing in Matt Hibbert and Ken Blackstone. A single, that was on a single, plus a Darian Sanford error helped out on that one, but tied it up at 2. An Alex Crosby single took the Blue Crabs into the lead. 2 runs would score in the top of the 6th. That made it 4-2 Blue Crabs. Daryl Thompson, who had rolled since the first, finally got hit for a Carlos Castro leadoff homer in the bottom half of the inning to make it a 1-run game. Carlos Castro is just beyond incredible right now. We'll talk about him again in a moment. Another leadoff home run from Josh Sansone and a Carlos Castro RBI double put York back in front in the 7th. However, for the third time in 4 games, the Blue Crabs just would come back from the 8th inning or later to win this one 6-5. Handed the ball over to Matt Latos in the 9th, shut that one down. He got a couple guys on, but he locked it down eventually. He got his 5th save. Daryl Thompson, he went 6 2/3 in a no decision. He allowed 4 earned on 10 hits, struck out 5, threw 121 pitches. Classic dad, Daryl Thompson. Team on his back. For York, Alex Sanabia exited after 2 scoreless innings of work. He threw 32 pitches. He'd struck out 3. Not sure what the story is there, so we're going to wait for some more information about what's going on. Carlos Castro, as I said, we're going to talk about him again. He goes 3 for 4. He nearly won Player of the Weekend, by the way. Hot weekend. I think he went 7 for 11. That's good enough for a game ball, though, with his 3 for 4 day with a home run and a double. Batting .463 on the season with a 1.321 OPS. I think he's like 10 for 15 over his last 4 games with 3 homers. That's just off the top of my head. Regardless, the 3 for 4 with a home run double is good enough to get a game ball even in a losing effort. Zach Collier, he doubled twice in this one and walked in a 2 for 3 effort. His average is up over 300, and he's dangling a 1. OPS as well. Southern Maryland has won 6 out of 7. They're now tied with York at the bottom of the North Division. They'll break that tie tomorrow with their 2nd game in the series. They're still only 2.5 games out of first place, so, at the bottom of the standings, but not by much. High Point rolled into Charleston to take on the Power after dropping 6 of their last 7. Boy, High Point needs some help. I have not seen High Point slide like that in a while. They had the right guy on the hill, though, to stop that slide. Luke Westfall, who has been hot to start the 2021 campaign. He was matched up against West Virginia's veteran righty Dave Kubiak. However, Kubiak would only last 1 inning, being removed for injury. We're going to wait on some more information about that. Joe Testo would end up getting the Power through the 6th inning. He also batted for the first time in this game since 2006 when he was back at Wagner College. He went 0 for 2, but he did have a 7-pitch full count strikeout, so that counts for something. Steven Cardullo, I'll give pitchers credit for anything at the plate. I don't care anymore. No DHs. DHs are bad, okay? Steven Cardullo, though, he continued his red-hot return to the Rockers with an RBI double in the top of the 4th. Jared Mitchell would later bring him home on a sac fly to make it a 2-0 ball game for the Rockers. The Power got one of those 2 runs back in the bottom half of that inning thanks to an Edwin Espinal RBI single. Jerry Downs tacked on 2 more for High Point with a 6th inning home run. The Rockers went on to win this one 4-2. Joe Testa wears the loss, but he does a great job. He deserves credit. He was just signed today, and then he comes right on in the 2nd inning unexpectedly, delivers 5 innings, really bails out the West Virginia bullpen ahead of a doubleheader tomorrow. They got 6 games in 6 days. This is just day 1 of that stretch, so that's a big deal. He went 5 innings, gave 4 earned, 7 hits. Luke Westfall would go on to get the win. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 7 Ks. He's now 2-1 with a 1.78 ERA. He gets the game ball for his efforts. In this one, Preston Gainey, scoreless now this season through 7 1/3 with 12 Ks in that 7 1/3. He gets his 3rd save, and we love to see it. High Point gets back to 500. They are 4 games behind Lexington at 11-11. The Power are a game behind the Rockers at 9-11. Bringing things home here, the Legends welcome the Barnstormers to Lexington, looking to bounce back from losing 2 out of 3 to York. Augie Silk took the ball for Lancaster, while Lexington looked at Henry Owens. Caleb Gindel led this one off with a home run. However, Lexington scored a run in each of the first 3 innings. Lancaster exploded for 5 runs of their own in the 4th, making this a 6-3 ball game. They linked together 5 hits in that inning and a walk, chasing Henry Owens out of the game after just 3 2/3. He went 6 earned, 7 hits, 5 walks, 2 Ks in that 3 2/3. So not a good showing from him. He's had a few rough outings so far, so that's something to keep an eye on in Lexington. But you just can't keep this Legends offense down. It's a brutal face. 6 runs scored in that 5th inning, including a Keon Barnum 2-run homer. He's heating up. That's the last thing that you need if you're playing Lexington frequently. They poured on 3 more in the 6th to make an 11-6 lead, and they rolled it on home from there. They would win 13-8, grabbing game 1 of this series. Augie Silk gets a no decision. He did throw 122 pitches over 4 1/3, allowing 6 earned runs on 5 hits. That pitch count mainly because he walked 10 batters while striking out 4. Offensively for Lancaster, Caleb Gindel goes 2 for 4 with that home run we mentioned and a walk. 6 home runs for him on the season. DJ Peterson goes 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 walks, 3 RBIs for Lexington. He earns the game ball in this one. Legends move to 14-6, leading the South Division by 4 games. Lancaster is now 11-12, 2 games behind the Ducks in the North Division. They have lost 3. That's all we've got for tonight. That was a lot of information, but I feel like I'm going to have to kind of breeze over a few things in our 6 games tomorrow. So I want to get a little bit in depth, especially after we weren't able to discuss the weekend as much as I would have liked. I'm Ryan from ALPB Roundup. That was the Daily Roundup, and we'll talk tomorrow. Have a good day. Enjoy some Atlantic League baseball, and we'll talk after.